Hey guys, it's Elisa, and today I am going to be doing a book tag. I will be doing the 7 Deadly Sins. This is one of my favorite tags that I like to look at a lot, so I decided to partake in it as well. It is 7 questions. It was started by Bookashima Liza. I will link her channel and her video down below. So I'm going to go ahead and get right to it here. The first sin is going to be greed, and the question is, what is your most expensive book and what is your least expensive book? So the most expensive book that I've paid for is J.R. Ward's Lover Awakened. This book I paid $16 and change for it. I normally, of course, buy like used books or books with deals or coupons. So this book normally is like $27.89 or $28, but I paid $16.06. That's actually the most expensive I think that I've paid for a book. The least expensive book that I purchased, well, I did purchase the 4th book in the Click series by Lacey Harrison, if I'm not mistaken, for my 12-year-old cousin, but since that book wasn't for me, the least expensive book that I have in my library right now would be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. This book cost me 49 cents. I will read it before I go ahead and give it to my boyfriend, but this is the least expensive book that I have in my library right now. On to the next sin. It is wrath. What author do you have a love-hate relationship with? And for me, the one that I have a love-hate relationship with would actually be Libba Bray, the Gemma Dole series. I really enjoyed book 1 and 2, and book 3, no, didn't like it at all. I hated the ending. Like, I adored book 1 and book 2 and book 3. I have no idea what happened. Like, I wanted to reread them, but every time I think of book 3, like how big it is and the ending, no, no, no. No, like I said, I like book 1 and book 2, but book 3, no. Love-hate relationship. The next sin is gluttony. What book have you deliciously devoured over and over again with no shame whatsoever? And for me, the book that I have read and devoured over and over again with, again, what? That I read over and over again with no shame is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I have physically read this book 4 times, and I have listened to the audiobook like 4 or 6 times, and I will be rereading this again in the month of March before the movie comes out. So I do really love this book. I really enjoy it a lot, and it doesn't help that my boyfriend gave me this book and he like wrote something in there, so I always like to read that as well. So yes, gluttony. The next sin is sloth. What book have you neglected reading due to laziness? And that book for me is Sha no Showdown by Ted Decker. This is it's from the Paradise novels. It's kind of like a spin-off from the Circle Saga series, something on here. I have read like 1/4 of the book. If I ever do pick this up again, I make it seem like I'm gonna abandon it forever. When I do pick this up again, which who knows would that be, because I still haven't read the last book in the Circle series saga thing. um, I haven't read that one yet. This one, I think I would have to reread it. Like, I don't know if I remember some of the things that happen on here. I don't know. I would have to read 2 chapters, and if I am completely lost, then I'm gonna have to reread it, and that might just push back how much longer it takes for me to read this book. But yes. The next sin is pride. What book do you most talk about in order to sound like a very intellectual reader? For me, because I really don't talk about books to people. Like, if anything, like a couple of my best friends, like if I do talk to them about books, like like two of them, it's just me describing a book to them. Like I literally one time spent I don't know how many hours at Jason's Deli explaining the whole book of the host, to one of my best friends, Jen. Like she literally was like, keep going. And I was like, what do you mean keep going? And she's like, keep going. Just, I'm never going to read it, so just tell me the whole story. So I literally was like her own audiobook and told her the whole story. So it's things like that that I do, or I just talk about a book. There's my other best friend that I like, we'll go back and forth and we'll talk about a book. Like but she's read it too, so it's so much like her thoughts in it and my thoughts in it. It's not me trying to be like, well, like, all snooty about it, which no way, shape, and form that I do. But what I do notice is that when I read a book, if there's not new words, but different way to say things, like, for example, like kismet, or what was one that I said? There's something that I said at work, and they're like, sorry, you're using big words. Like, it's not a big word, it's like a 5-letter word. But it's not something that normal people, I shouldn't even say normal people, it's a word that is not normally used in everyday conversation. And I can't remember what the word is. It'll probably come back to me like later on. But I know that I had said a couple of things in a row and they were just all looking at me and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. It was just something that was in the book that I was reading. So it's things like that where some people think that I'm trying to be like snooty when I use words that are not normally used in conversation, that you mostly just read. So that's the only problem that I have. It's not so much that there's not really a book that I do, because again, I don't really talk to anybody about books. And if I do, it's just telling them the synopsis or the whole story, Jen. Telling her the whole story of the host and stuff like that. So yeah, don't have that problem. If I ever do, I will make an update video and let you guys know. The next sin that is on here is, let's see, the next sin is lust. What attributes do you find most attractive in male or female characters? So, I guess since I'm a female, I will do male. Well, I'll just do both. No, I will just do male. On males, what I really, really enjoy about them, or what really attracts me to them, is alpha males. Just strong and strong-willed and sarcastic, and that are like hard shelled, because when you peel back or you crack that shell, they have feelings and they have emotions, and they fight real hard, and they love with everything. And like some of the guys in the Black Dagger Brotherhood, for instance, I really enjoyed Chase from the Mortal Instrument series, like the way that he was, he was like this hard ass, and then you peel back these layers and whatnot, and he was, at times I wanted to kill him, but he's one of the things that I go with. There's also the guys from the Lords of the Underworld. Those are another great, strong-willed, sarcastic, funny, will fight for what they believe is right and true, and will protect with everything. So, yeah, those are some of my attributes that I like. I also like when they're tall, dark, and handsome. Anyways, so the last sin is envy. What books would you most like to receive as a gift? So, as of right now, the books that I want are the first and second hardback editions, which are also considered collector's editions, of the Black Dagger Brotherhood, which is, the first one is Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, of course, and the second one is Lover Eternal, and that one, yeah. So those are the two that I don't own yet, but I would want, like, right now, like, gimme, 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 gimme. I would love those right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this tag. I enjoyed doing it. Like I said, this is one of my favorite tags to go ahead and see on BookTube. I would love to hear what you guys' answers would be to these questions. If you don't want to do a video response, that's fine. I would love to hear your answers in the comments down below. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!